Bearden, do you have your Red Bull cap on today? Because if you have your Red Bull cap, you can't talk bad about Verstappen today.
Yeah, I will take that.
Okay, let me jump into it very
I will
quickly.
take that.
So let me jump into it. I'm going to start with this. Formula One has always been a sport which is on the edge. On the edge. Be it or wrong. In the past, Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher, and Senna have done worse, far worse than what Verstappen did the other day. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Max, those previous era, they've played their own part in the dirty component of Formula One. But I think many people have argued that what they do then is they push the car to the limit, but they avoid breaking any laws, or they don't look at the laws and try and attack the loopholes in the laws made by the FIA. But the difference between those drivers at their own time, Senna, Hamilton, and Schumacher, is that Max Verstappen looks through the laws of the racing and exploits the laws of the racing.
Okay,
That is the
but
clear difference.
my thing is that Michael Schumacher, he lost a title one year for purposely crashing on someone when they were passing him. And what I'm saying is he could have killed those people. So what I'm trying to say is that, like Maradona with the hand of God, sports is
Yeah.
very difficult to be a champion in sports if you're not desperate, kind of like Ronaldo. But my thing is that let's talk about the braking. They said that Verstappen moved in a braking zone. He was going around the bend, and also this guy moved in that same zone too. Norris, tell me if he didn't move in that same zone. He moved,
No,
and it was because of his. It was partly because of his DRS. DRS needs to leave because when DRS kicks in, it leads to chaos. Verstappen, no, what's his name? Verstappen was on the very edge of the corner. But my thing is that this guy also gave him no space. To me, that was a racing incident. It wasn't.
no.
It was racing. So give us
No,
your
no,
theory. Give us your theory.
but that's not what we saw, man, and that's not what we've been seeing
Okay,
from
hold on. Can I
Max.
see? Let me tell you what I saw. What I
Yeah,
saw was Verstappen was on the inside of the corner, on the very inside, and
No, Lando was
Norris
on
was
the inside. Lando was
no,
on
no,
the inside.
no. Actually, let's go back to the video. On the video, the left, Norris was on. Verstappen was on the left, and
Verstappen
Norris
was
was
on
on
the
the
right.
right.
Verstappen was on the right. Norris was on the left.
Okay, but it was a curve that was turning right.
Yeah, there was a curve and that was
That
turning
was turning right.
right.
So,
Yes, ahead.
so what I'm saying is that Verstappen was on the very edge of the curve, and Norris was there. And as they were turning, here's what I believe: Verstappen may have moved a little bit, but that's because that's due to accuracy. It's not due to intention. Although I do believe he did it intentionally because I believe he's accurate. But my thing is that that might have been breaking the rule of F1. But to me, if you look at the ethical rules beyond F1, it wasn't unethical what Verstappen did because he was ahead of Norris. And Norris also should have been smart enough to move a little bit more to the left or to the right or whichever way, to move to the wider part of the corner if he wants to pass Verstappen rather than to squeeze Verstappen because he was actually squeezing Verstappen. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
yeah.
I'm wrong. What do you think?
I agree that Norris was pushing Verstappen,
Yeah. And so to
and
me, it
if
was a
you're in
racing
the
incident.
front, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I
if you're
disagree.
in the
It's not a
front
racing
and someone
incident.
who's coming behind you
Yeah.
is actually faster than you, um, they're pushing you, so you have to fight them,
Yeah,
and
but
I
no, but here's the
understand
thing.
that,
But here's the
but you
thing.
have to fight.
So Lorato, here's the thing. If I'm leading and you're pushing me, I don't have to give you space. You just have to move around me and pass me. That's part of the strategy of racing. And
Yeah,
also,
yeah. But you have to be strategic. I like that you used the word strategy because I
yeah,
feel like Verstappen was not entirely strategic in the last move. We can see. I mean, there were three incidences that happened. Right. In
yeah,
the first one, I think Max was at fault. In the second one, I think Lando was at fault
yeah.
because he clearly like dove in further than he committed further than. But this is what also you're advocating for, that if you want to win you have to commit, right?
You
You
have to
have to
commit.
be
And
brave, you have
also,
to
and
push the
also,
other guy.
Verstappen was given a 10-second penalty. I think at the end of the day, So at the end of the day, sorry,
Yeah,
very quickly.
and where does this where did this rule come
No, they gave
from?
him a 10 second penalty. Maybe Biodun can tell us about it. They gave him a 10, and if they hadn't given it that to him, he would have won, and then he would have had a 25-point lead over Norris rather than 10 points. They gave him 10 seconds. Okay, Biodun, tell us. Tell us.
I don't think he would have won with that 10 seconds
Because if they had taken it away, Verstappen would have won. Yeah.
To be fair, I think I want to say this. I totally disagree with both of you. And I think Mustafa is sounding like Christian Horner on today's show.
No, I'm not. No. Biodun, hold on. Let me tell you something. I'm very fair. I'm very fair. So here's what I believe. I believe that perhaps Verstappen broke the rule, right? But what I am against is people.
There's no perhaps. He broke the rule.
So let's say he broke the rule. He was given a 10-second penalty, was he not? Yes. So then it means that it's fair. And also, I do also believe that what Verstappen did is not liable for him to become a villain. When we've seen guys like Schumacher and Hamilton slowed down on purpose 10 years ago to cause somebody to crash into him, and he didn't get any punishment. So what I'm saying is that Verstappen is being over vilified. That's what I'm saying. And also I'm saying that it goes against the nature of racing to have these ridiculous rules. Second of all, Norris wouldn't have even been close if it's not for DRS. So what I'm saying is that the real villain here. Let me finish. The real villain here is FIA, because I am the first person to admit. Remember, I admitted that Lewis Hamilton should have won that year that Verstappen won, and they cheated Lewis Hamilton. So you can't tell me that I'm biased, because I agree that Lewis Hamilton was cheated. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you're biased. I'm just saying on this point of view, you guys are making
but here's my point.
But what I want to say is, let me start with these three points.
Okay. Yeah.
First of all, if you look at the FIA regulations, particularly in Section 33, Article 4, it states clearly that at no time may a car be driven unnecessarily slow, erratically, or in a manner which could be deemed potentially dangerous to the other driver or another person.
Okay.
One, if you look at the highlight of that overtake, I'm going to ignore every other incident where Max were moving. I'm just going to.
Let's just talk about that one. Let's talk about that one.
Sure. Look at my hand. This hand is Max. This hand is Lando. This was Max ahead. This was Lando. The corner was ahead of them. Max had picked his braking line already. Yeah. And in racing, once you pick your braking line, you have to maintain that line.
Okay.
For instance, if you are driving on the normal road and you are in the middle lane and there's a curve and you're braking, once you are braking, you maintain the middle lane, because if you swerve to the left, you are going to hit somebody coming on the other lane. So you are in the middle line. Max had already picked his braking line. So he didn't, when he now saw from his mirror that Lando was coming this way to him, he now swerved his hand.
Okay, very quickly. Biodun, very quickly. Biodun, very quickly. I watched the race, and I wouldn't call it swerving. I would say that, looking at that video, Lando moved a little bit towards Norris. I wouldn't call that swerving. I would call it a slight drift. I'm being honest with you. I'm not trying to be. It wasn't like super swerving. But my point being is that I'll even agree with you. So now they punished him and they gave him 10 seconds. Autant, what else?
Yes, I agree. But what the question that many Formula One enthusiasts is asking is that Max Verstappen is known for doing the erratic and making people lose races. So what they are trying to call for is for a stiffer penalty.
So Biodun.
Max caused the crash. Max got a 10-second penalty. There is no argument about that. Max is leading the championship. But who lost at the end? Lando.
Lando, okay, but can I say something? Let me. So Biodun. So Biodun, here's my problem. Why are they vilifying Max when they never did it to Lewis Hamilton and to Schumacher and to Senna when they did the same thing? Let me remind you that Max would have won 2021 if it hadn't been for the fact that who's the guy that was Lewis Hamilton's number 2 that year? Bottas crashed and wiped out Max that year, and nobody said anything, and cost Max 25 points. So my point, Theodore, this is my point. My point is that hand of God, Maradona. So we know that all of these guys are vicious. And my point being is that they're vilifying Max But what Max did, even Verstappen landed on top of Alonso's head and could have killed him. So my point being is that other racers have done this.
No, he landed on Hamilton's head. That was.
But
yeah, Verstappen did the same thing too. But Vettel did the same thing.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, and also,
the
let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Yeah. So my point being is that Schumacher lost the title because he purposely crashed, and he's considered a legend. So my point being is that they're not being consistent in Formula One. They're choosing Max even though he's winning. And my thing is that everybody does this. The only person who doesn't do. Also, let me say one more thing before you go. Norris pushed Verstappen into the grass and lied and said, "Oh, I gave you space." Lie. Why didn't we shout about what Norris did? Because the consequence didn't lead to Max falling. The only difference is the consequence. Go on, Lorato. Yeah.
I don't think anyone is vilifying Max, but I have to say the rule that Max broke exists because of Max Verstappen. Like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but my point being is that is because he was beating Lewis Hamilton, who's a British rider, and the British love him. Why didn't they make that rule? Why didn't they make that rule when Michael Schumacher almost killed somebody by doing the same thing? And also Lewis Hamilton. Am I wrong? Lewis Hamilton and McLaren were almost suspended from Formula One because they told Lewis Hamilton to slow down on purpose and cause somebody to hit him in the back. Am I lying, Beardo?
I just want to say, Mustafa.
So my question is, why didn't they make that rule why didn't they make that rule for Lewis Hamilton? Why did they wait until Max Verstappen?
Okay, what I want to say, Mustafa, is this. You know, sports. The thing with sports is that sport evolve. If you look at football, there's an evolution that has taken place in football with the introduction of what VAR, and that's how Formula One has evolved and evolution has happened. So they might not have made those corrections then during the Senna era, Schumacher era, but they need to do it now.
But they're here now, yeah.
Okay, so there's no argument then. But my point being is that nobody should ever mention that Max is childish. Lewis Hamilton is childish. Schumacher is childish. Most of these champions are childish. Even Ronaldo is childish, who wants to score goals. So my point being is there's nothing special about what Verstappen has done. But what I'm saying is that why didn't they call out? I'm going to ask you this, Beardo. Norris pushed Verstappen into the grass and didn't give him space. What was that about?
That was a racing incident.
Oh, come on. Anyway, so we're going to move on, guys.
All of these things are racing incidents. They are racing incidents.
Even this one was an incident to me, to be honest with you. But go ahead. Yeah.
They happen in the act of racing.
Anytime it's a racing incident, you cannot categorically blame either driver. That's why the stewards always say it's a racing incident.
Let me be real with you. Let me be real with you. Beardo, here's my true belief. I believe that Verstappen deserves more blame than Norris for what happened. But I think Norris has blame too because he could have also not squeezed Verstappen like that. And what I'm saying during this weekend,
Mustafa, wait. Let me make a point. I feel like you didn't watch that particular.
Oh, I watched it. No, I watched it. Let me give you a replay of what happened. Let me give you a replay of what happened. Let me give you a replay of what happened. Let me give you a replay of what happened. Verstappen moved and bumped Norris. That wasn't what caused the puncture. Then after that, after he bumped Norris lost ground. Then Norris veered into his back tire, and that's when Norris's tire was punctured. And the veer was caused by DRS because you can't control DRS. Am I wrong, Beardo?
No, you can control DRS. DRS is just a 20.
No, but the differential is too much, so it leads to erratic movement. But Beardo, forget about the DRS. Am I not wrong in saying that Verstappen moves maybe an inch or two, and he bumped into Norris? That didn't cause the puncture. Then after that, when he moved forward, Norris, I'm not saying it's Norris's fault. Norris's right tire went into the back of Verstappen's right tire after the bump, and that's what caused the puncture. Am I wrong?
That is exactly what happened. But
okay, so Lorato, I watched it. Hold on, so Lorato, hold on, Beardo. So Beardo. Hold on. So Lorato, you can't. Beardo, I'll let you continue. So Lorato, I was watching it and I saw what happened.
Yeah, but I'm saying what happened before.
Oh yeah, before that it was left and right. There was a time that Norris pushed Verstappen into
no. Same incident.
So the same incident. So I've already told. So I'm talking about the incident. So here's what happened. Verstappen was leading, and Lando was pushing him. I'm not saying that Lando was wrong. And Verstappen moved a little bit, and then they bumped side to side. Then Norris fell behind, and all of a sudden, he tried to accelerate again, and he hit the back of Verstappen's tire, and that's what caused the puncture. It wasn't the first bump. So the move that was illegal.
But I'm saying before, as they were approaching the corner, on that move, you could see Lando deciding whether he was going to go on the inside or on the outside.
I agree.
Yeah, but Verstappen already had the inside. Verstappen already had or the outside. Whichever one.
I agree with you. Go ahead.
No. Yeah. But you could see if you look at from Lando's onboard camera, this is what you could see. And Lando decides he's going to go on the far outside, which if you're trying to overtake also is like the longer way around.
Yes.
Right around that corner.
Yeah.
So Max did not have to move so close to Lando.
Okay, so my point being is that
this is what was wrong.
So my point is that Lando moved. He did that, and that was what I consider to be the illegal move, and he was given a 10-second penalty.
Yeah,
which is
we agree on that, but let's.
Right, so my argument now is that I don't want to see people vilifying Max to this level. No one is
vilifying Max.
You look at the news. If you look at the news,
the race.
The race, and I've already agreed with you guys that
I will vilify him.
Oh, come on, yeah, but you don't like Max. You don't like Max. That's because you don't like Max.
Okay, so he's too aggressive.
Oh no! Let me tell you something. If Max is too aggressive,
also what happens?
Hold on, finish.
To the race?
Finish. Bjorn, if Max is too aggressive, what do you say about Lewis Hamilton, who on purposely, before the race started, on purposely in the pit stop, put his brakes when his team told him to do it? What would you say about that? What would you say? That's more than villain. That's more than villain.
You said it yourself. You said when his team told him to do it.
But he did it. No, but he knew it was wrong. But he knew it was wrong. Lewis Hamilton knew.
It's a team order.
Oh, no, you don't have to follow. And do you know what happened? You know what happened? Lewis Hamilton and the team leader were almost suspended from Formula One for a year. It's like me telling you as your boss to go and rob our opponents. You think the law would tell you that because your boss told you to do it, that you don't go to jail? That's what I'm saying. Afolabi, what's your point? Afolabi, jump in, please.
yeah. You see, the way I see these things, DRS and tow make overtaking easier. And because of that, there are frequent overtaking maneuvers, which is very, very risky in high closing speed in tight corners. So this kind of things will continue to happen in the future. I think they should look at the rules again. Really, if you look at the class, the incident between Verstappen and Norris highlights the disconnect between sporting regulations that favors the outside car and racing instinct, where the driver defends the inside line. So there's a disconnect between the sporting regulations and natural driver's instinct. The instinct of the driver is to defend the inside line, really. So
at all costs.
Yes, normally. Yeah. But I understand people's feelings and emotions. It's because these things have been like historical for Max, and he has done it a couple of times with Hamilton too. It appears that there's a record.
Afolabi, can I say something? Afolabi? Afolabi, can I say something? Yeah. What Verstappen did to Lewis Hamilton was 10,000 times worse than what he did to Norris. And for people to compare those years where he almost killed Lewis Hamilton is very, very sensational. That's all I'm saying.
Hands up. I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. So we should not compare it. Verstappen.
So I think what McLaren is trying to do is that the issue with this is that with what is happening now and what has happened in the past is that when it was happening to Hamilton, every other team kept quiet because it was a Mercedes thing and it was a Hamilton thing. No other team complained when it was happening to them. But now that it's happening to McLaren, they are now bringing back history that Max did this to Lewis.
Yeah, but you know what's funny?
But they should not complain.
But you know what's funny?
They should suffer it. When
But you know
Lewis
what's
lost
funny? You know
the
what's
World
funny?
Championship,
You know what's funny?
nobody spoke, so
You know what's funny?
FI.
But you know what's funny? Toto Wolff said, "Hold on, it's not the same move."
I
Toto
agree.
Wolff,
I get that. I saw that.
but Toto Wolff wants Lewis. Toto Wolff he wants Verstappen to come to his team.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's supporting
I'll follow up your points, and then we'll go back to Lorato. You guys, I love this because I'm getting heated, but I love the argument, and I don't want you guys to take it personal. I'm not angry. Continue.
Yeah, Waris is on the
Waris
call.
is
I don't
around.
know if Waris
Yeah,
is on.
let me jump in. Okay, so I follow up. Continue. I follow up. Continue, and then we'll go to Lorato, then to Warif.
Yo, Warif, what's up,
Okay,
brother?
another
Yeah, good
important thing I would
evening.
like to mention was
Thank
like,
you, fam. Quickly, thank you, family. We're family. Thank you. Continue. I follow up. Yeah.
yeah, there was a crucial pit stop where Red Bulls was very slow. Verstappen, jammed the wheel
6.5
nut.
seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
jammed the
were
wheel
the one
nut.
that caused it. They were the one that put Max under pressure.
So because of that, he was forced to use mediums, and that compromised his overall strategy. So Norris gained an advantage there because he had new mediums. So, and that gave him more grip on the road. And so Verstappen somehow was on the defensive from that point on. So, but really, people deemed his driving very, very risky. So I guess that's why it ultimately happened like that. But
here's what I would say. Here's what I'll say.
Instincts. Hold on, Moose. The driver's instincts will
go
always
on. Continue.
the inside line. Driver's instinct is always to defend the inside line. The rules favor.
Okay, can I say something?
The outside. Yes.
Yeah. Can I say something? Every week, very, very risky things happen. Look at Haas. Magnussen and the other Haas guy, those guys are violent, and they do this every week. They crash.
Magnussen is the worst.
Yeah.
Magnussen is the worst.
So what I'm trying to say is that so my point being is that Verstappen was in the wrong. Most like I give him about 40% of the blame, and maybe give Norris 20, and I give FIA. But my point being is that every week Magnussen does this. He does worse than this every week. So Bjorn, you're raising your hands. I'm going to let you speak. Then we're going to go to Lorato, then to
If you look at the reaction of the two drivers, Norris seems to feel entitled. He's one.
No, and let me say something. Can I say one more thing? You're right. Let me say one more thing. Norris refused to admit that he was in the wrong when he pushed Max into the grass.
Yeah.
And Max said you need glasses. So my thing is that why won't you feel entitled? So my thing is that Norris was done wrong, but he doesn't have empathy because when he did the same thing to Max, he didn't admit it either. And that's what Formula One drivers are. They will never admit when they're wrong. They will never.
No, some drivers admit when they are wrong. Some drivers admit when they're wrong. But
which one? Which one? Which one? The only one. Sainz. Let me tell you the drivers admit when they're wrong. Sainz and
Hamilton, they've admitted when they're wrong.
Yeah, but Hamilton used to
seen a race where Hamilton caused a crash and he got out of his car and went to apologize to the driver that he crashed.
Okay, you're right. You're right. So let's go.
You will never see Max. You will never see Max.
Hey, can I say something?
In this lifetime, till me I die, I know I will not see Max.
Okay, let me tell you, Beardo, let me tell you two. Beardo, let me tell you two.
Lando, his best friend, he cannot apologize.
Okay, but Beardo, two things. Let me tell you.
Let me just add this point I want to say.
Yeah.
Please, before I
True, you're right, Beardo. But let me tell you two other drivers who never admitted when they were wrong. Never. Senna and Schumacher. And there's a reason why these guys win. And same thing with Maradona. Maradona is when Maradona did Hand of God, he said, I don't care because it's revenge on England for being a colonial country. You see what I'm saying?
I think one thing I was not happy about was, I think first of all, the FIA, they leave a lot of things discretionary. I think
see a lot they need to get rid of DRS. We don't need DRS in Formula One.
At the discretion of the stewards and at the discretion of maybe their racing guidelines.
Can I say something? FIA stole a championship. Yeah.
And on certain punishment.
Yeah, they stole a championship from Lewis Hamilton. So I want you guys to realize that I'm a Verstappen fan, but I agree that Lewis Hamilton should have won that year and FIA cheated.
Yeah, and secondly,
there should be nuances. There should be nuances in those FIA regulations.
We agree.
Sorry, Lara, so before you let me just finalize my point. I think one second thing the FIA needs to do is once you cause a crash, they should not be giving you a 10-second penalty or if a 5-second penalty, and you end up finishing the race, and the person you crashed could not finish the race, and you get scoring points. Once you cause a crash, you should be disqualified automatically. Take your car to the garage.
Okay, but can I say something?
That should be the law. Not giving you a 10-second penalty. If they give me a 10-second penalty,
okay,
I will continue.
So Beardon, let me ask you one question. Beardon, let me ask you one question. So the illegal move that Verstappen made was bumping into Norris. That didn't cause the crash, but it led to the crash. So it's indirect. So are you saying it should be direct or indirect? Because that was indirectly causing the crash. He didn't directly cause it.
He caused it because he did not maintain his.
Yeah, but it's indirect. But it's indirect.
If he had held his braking line that he maintained, that he decided to hold, it wouldn't have been a crash.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? So let me ask you a question. If Verstappen had got into the grass and hit the wall, do you think they should have eliminated Norris for that?
Sure.
During the sprint race.
Yes.
Okay. So point. So let's go to Lorato and then to Warif. Warif is our new Formula One acolyte. He's an understudy of Formula One. Warif, thank you so much for what you've done. Welcome. We're gonna go to you, but we're gonna hear what Lorato has to say first. You guys, this is a good show. This show is heated. Wow. Everybody watch our show, like and subscribe. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like we can all admit, the FIA is twisted, right?
Yeah.
So going on saying like the credibility of the laws of the FIA and all those things. But once there are rules, the rules must be followed.
Yeah, but
right?
they followed the rules that day because they gave him a 10-second penalty, which is the rule.
Yeah. So rules must be abided by.
But I think they need to take DRS. I think DRS should not be in Formula One because it lets people pass people.
I think they're doing away with DRS in the next.
Yeah, they need to do away with DRS. Yeah, because then it wouldn't have been.
I think in from 2026 going forward.
I think DRS should be applied based on the type of circuit.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But that's an argument for another day. So Warif, I know you're a beginner, but you saw the video. Just give us your impressions of what you saw. So Verstappen was the one that they penalized, and the other guy. What do you think about the video? Yeah.
For now, since I don't know much about the rules and regulation in Formula One.
Yeah, just give us your instincts. Yeah.
Okay, since it's a competition and everybody is aiming for the title or the finishing point, it's like a battlefield. I wouldn't want to say you allow somebody to overtake another person to go that way. Since it's a race, I cannot just slow down for somebody to overtake me. So I have to do everything I can to. I don't know if it's against the rules of Formula One. I wouldn't know.
I'll get to that in a second.
But to me,
To
me, I don't think I might not be right, but I don't think the guy did anything wrong because I don't really know much about the rules. So for me, the guy is on track.
Okay, so can I say one thing? So there's a rule in Formula One. That was a braking zone where you're supposed to brake, and you're not allowed. You have to maintain your line. So I think Verstappen didn't maintain his line after he got into that zone, and he moved a little bit, which caused a bump. Yeah.
So what Verstappen actually did was that he braked. So he now looked at his side mirror. He now saw Lando coming on the other side. Turned the steering a bit to close. He tried to close the gap and thought, what he has been doing over the race was that he would look at the mirror. Once Lando is coming, he would just tilt and Lando will back out.
Yeah.
Okay.
He noticed that Lando was backing out. So until one point, Lando said, we will cuckoo crash if we want to crash. Backing out, and Max kept doing the same thing, and he was complaining on the radio.
So what are your thoughts? Warif, what are your thoughts? So Warif, what do you think after Beardon's thing?
If that's the case, that means the person that blocked him, I believe he went against the rules of.
Yeah, he did. I think he went against the rules.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's a penalty for that.
So
what 30 seconds penalty?
10 second penalty.
10 second penalty.
Okay, but can I say something? Beardon, can I say something? According to the telemetry, Verstappen didn't press his brakes according to the telemetry. He just moved. He didn't press his brake according to the telemetry.
Not
Yeah,
that he did. Once you get the thing is, Max was braking early. Max started braking early.
Yeah, but he didn't do it in the braking zone. He didn't do it in the braking zone,
That
though.
was the braking zone. Now he was going
No.
to the apex. That
Okay.
was the braking zone.
So Biodun, I'm not arguing with you. Biodun.
So he just
Okay, so Biodun, I'm not arguing with you. From what I've heard from several Formula One shows, according to the telemetry, they said he didn't actually make an illegal break, but he made an illegal move. I'm just saying what the experts are saying.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
but I think the problem was that the move.
My last point that I want to make is this.
Yeah.
Is that now looking at the incident, right? Had Max allowed Lando to pass him and then race him from then on.
Can I say one more thing? I don't think very quickly, Lorato. I don't want to Lorato very quickly. Lorato, I'm going to let you continue very quickly. I don't want to use the word allow somebody to pass me. Let's just say had he maintained his line.
Okay, if there was a successful overtake,
okay.
Are you saying that
let's not say allow, but had held his line long enough for Lando to pass him or even fail
and
to
the consequence will be Lando passing him.
Yeah, because Lando failed 2 times on trying to pass it. But that's why we watch F1. We want to see those kind of battles to go on up until the last lap, you know? So these kinds of illegal moves or irregular moves put the spirit of the race in jeopardy. And this is what I want to argue for. Whether it's Max Verstappen,
can I say something, Lorato?
It's Lewis, whether it's
can I say something, Lorato?
There's a spirit of the race that we want to see, and like we want to see that battle carry on for longer than just like.
Yeah. So Lorato, can I say something? Can I say something, Lorato? Formula One has 2 schools. They're the diehards. The diehards are the people who are psychos. They believe in pure savagery, kind of like America attacking Iran. But they believe in pure savagery. So some people feel, let's just do blood, whatever it takes to win. Then some people feel like what you said, where there needs to be a balance. So it depends on what your theory of Formula One is. So I think
I think there needs to be a balance between those you're saying and what I'm saying.
Because back in the day, people died. Senna died because he pushed too fast. But during that period, Formula One was like gladiators. So people didn't care about rules. So I think we need to find a balance. Any last thoughts, Lorato? And also, Wari, thank you very much for joining us today, and your points were beautiful. Continue, Lorato. Yeah.
So that's where my gripe is with the move that Max Verstappen made. That it ended a perfectly brilliant race that we had on our hands, because I was watching it like I was on my and wanting to see, is Lando going to go past Verstappen, or because
Lando would have passed him and would have won. He would have won.
I just want to say that Max knew that if Lando had passed him, Lando would have won.
And so Biodun, I want to say that Lando Norris is like Malcolm X or like Maradona, win by any means necessary. also
Schumacher. This is my last comment for the show. All I want to say is Lando Norris. So as the season goes on, clear anybody, shut down, anybody, clear Max if he does not allow you to pass, clear him.
I agree, but here's the problem. So Biodun, here's the problem. So here's the problem. Lando Norris is behind by 79 points. If he does that, he too will not win.
Another person should be winning the race. He should be crashing. So they should be crashing themselves out. Max 6 is
but here's the thing. So here's the thing. That's why Lewis Hamilton and
guys, we have less than 1 minute. We need to round up.
Okay, Biodun, that's why Lewis Hamilton and Alonso lost to Raikkonen, because they did that to each other. So my thing is that if Norris wants to win Formula One, he needs to qualify first.
So thank you.
And also, Biodun,
less than a minute.
Okay, Biodun. Also, Lando Norris needs to not allow Russell to pass him in sprint races and things. That's what he needs to do to win.
So thank
Yeah,
you very
but
much, guys. Thank you, guys.
thank
Like,
you,
share,
thank you.
subscribe. This is Formula One
Peace, guys.
Fanatic.
It's been
We love
interesting. It's
you.
been hot.
Yes. Lando.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a Hamilton fan, Biodo, not Lando. All right. So guys, thank you very much, and we'll be back on Thursday to do Formula One technical. That'll be Biodo and Falabi. If Lorato is able to